Imagine a world untouched by cities, cars, or electricity. A world where fire itself was a discovery so powerful it changed the destiny of humankind. Travel back with me 1 million years ago to the age of primitive humans, when survival was the only law and adaptation was the key to life. Earth, 1 million years ago. 1 million years ago, the Earth was a very different place. The climate shifted between warm periods and long ice ages. Vast grasslands stretched across Africa, dotted with herds of animals, elephants with larger tusks than today, giant antelopes, saber-toothed cats lurking in the shadows, and packs of hyenas ready to scavenge. Humans, as we know them today, did not yet exist in their modern form. Instead, our ancestors were Homo erectus, one of the most successful species in human evolution. They walked upright, hunted in groups, and began to shape the first sparks of culture. These early humans were not just surviving, they were slowly learning how to adapt, think, and change their environment. The power of fire. One of the greatest breakthroughs of primitive humans was the control of fire. Imagine stumbling upon a wildfire caused by lightning, flames leaping into the sky, terrifying yet mesmerizing. Over time, our ancestors learned not to fear fire, but to tame it. Fire provided warmth during cold nights, protection from predators, and a way to cook food. Cooking was revolutionary. It made meat easier to chew, plants safer to eat, and released more energy to fuel growing brains. Around communal fires, humans found something more, a sense of community, storytelling, and belonging. The discovery of fire marked a turning point. It was not just a tool of survival, but a symbol of human progress. Tools of stone and bone. Primitive humans lived in a dangerous world. To survive, they needed tools. They learned to chip stones into sharp edges, creating hand axes, scrapers, and spear tips. These stone tools were the Swiss Army knives of prehistory. With tools, humans could butcher animals, cut wood, dig for roots, and defend themselves. Over time, they crafted more sophisticated weapons, attaching sharpened stones to wooden shafts to create spears. Hunting was no longer just a chase, it became a strategy. Groups would coordinate to trap prey, surround herds, and bring down animals much larger than themselves. Tools turned humans into problem solvers, creatures that shaped their environment rather than being shaped by it. Daily life of early humans. Life 1 million years ago was harsh. There were no permanent houses. Instead, people lived in caves, rock shelters, or temporary camps built from branches, hides, and stones. Families traveled in small groups, moving with the seasons to find food and water. Their diet was diverse: fruits, roots, nuts, honey, insects, fish, and of course, meat. Hunting was dangerous, so scavenging was common. Humans would watch predators like lions and wait until they abandoned a kill, then rush in with fire and tools to claim what remained. Children learned by observing adults, imitating their skills, and slowly becoming part of the group's survival efforts. Knowledge was not written down. It was passed from generation to generation through demonstration and memory. The growing human brain. One of the most remarkable changes during this time was the growth of the human brain. Compared to earlier hominids, Homo erectus had larger brains, which meant better problem-solving, stronger memory, and more complex communication. Though they did not yet have language as we know it, they likely used sounds, gestures, and facial expressions to coordinate hunts and warn of danger. Over thousands of years, this laid the foundation for speech, one of the greatest tools humanity would ever create. The challenge of predators. Survival was never easy. Primitive humans lived alongside powerful predators: saber-toothed cats, cave lions, leopards, crocodiles, and massive hyenas. Without modern weapons, humans were vulnerable. Many fell prey to these animals, but unlike other creatures, humans learned to adapt through cooperation. In groups, they could scare off predators, defend their young, and even take down dangerous beasts. Where a lone human was weak, a group of humans was strong. Migration. Spreading across the world. Around 1 million years ago, humans began one of the greatest journeys in history: migration. From Africa, groups of Homo erectus moved into Asia and Europe, following rivers, coastlines and animal herds. In Asia, they adapted to tropical forests and monsoon rains. In Europe, they faced freezing cold and harsh winters, learning to use fire, clothing and shelters to survive. Each new land brought challenges. New animals, new climates, new dangers. But humans adapted. This adaptability became their greatest strength. While other species were bound to their environments, humans could survive anywhere. 8. The dawn of culture. Though primitive, early humans were not without creativity. Archaeological sites reveal stones arranged in patterns, evidence of early rituals, and perhaps even the first sparks of spiritual belief. As firelight flickered on cave walls, humans may have shared stories. Simple tales of the hunt, warnings about predators, or legends passed down through generations. These were the seeds of culture, identity and imagination. Struggles and extinction. Life was always on the edge. Disease, famine, predators and harsh climates wiped out many groups. Some hominid species like Homo habilis and later the Neanderthals eventually disappeared. Only the most adaptable survived. These struggles were not failures, but lessons written in human history. Each generation carried the wisdom of the last, slowly shaping the species we know today. 10. Legacy of primitive humans. 1 million years ago, primitive humans could never have imagined the world we live in today. Cities, technology, medicine and space travel, yet without their courage, resilience and adaptability, none of this would exist. Every time they struck flint against stone, every fire they tamed, every hunt they survived, they were building the foundations of human civilization. The story of life 1 million years ago is not just about primitive humans, it is about us. Their survival is our inheritance, their struggles are our history, and their adaptability lives on in every human being today. From fire to tools, from caves to cities, the journey of humanity is the greatest story ever told. And it began with those first footsteps 1 million years ago.